Thank you very much, Bull, for your friendship. Show us the friendship between the Indian and Jewish people. We appreciate it very, very much. Thank you. Mr. Solomon Sofer, the chairman of the community, thank you for everything you do for this community, to give it strength, to make sure it endures for many, many years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Mr. Ambassador Sofer, Consul General, I stand before you today having come from the United States because a year ago our lives were shattered forever. Not only the Jewish community, every single free man and woman in the country of India was shattered a year ago, was targeted a year ago, and was a victim of terror a year ago. None of us were individuals. We were all one people, one community. And tonight, men and women of all nations and countries around the world stand together in memory of those that lost their lives. I want to point out and speak about my dear colleagues, my brother and my sister, Rabbi Gabriel Noach and Rivka Holzberg. They came to Mumbai on a mission of love. They were sent by Chabad Lubavitch, inspired by Rabbi Schneerson, the Lubavitcher Rebbe of righteous memory, to go to every corner of the world to spread a message of goodness and kindness, of hospitality, of selflessness, of everything that Abraham and Sarah did in their home. They lived for that example, and they showed the entire world what does it mean to be a selfless human being. What does it mean to be a true religious person? What happened a year ago? The act of terror that took place on our doorstep a year ago is an outcry that must ring from here to Australia, from here to Alaska. Those terrorists targeted a house of religion, of all of their targets, the hotels, the train station, the cafe. They targeted a house of God. They murdered a rabbi and his pregnant wife in cold blood in a synagogue. The outrage, countries around the world should stand up and say, this can never ever happen again. Judaism places the highest value on life, on living a meaningful life, a purposeful life. Those murderers that invaded this country came with an order from their commanders to go and kill and be killed. But you know what our mission is and our message is? They were sent by the Rebbe to Mumbai to live life and give life. And I stand before you today in memory of Rabbi Zion Kurman, Rabbi Leivish Teitelbaum, Yocheved Arpaz, and Norma Schwarzblatt, and every one of the victims that stood outside the Nairman house that were gunned down mercilessly. Those in Leopold Cafe, in the Trident, in the Taj. I stand before you today to say that we will give life to life. Each and every one of us in this room, and all the countries you represent, and the citizens you represent, and the religions you represent that are all here, Jews, Christians, Buddhists, Muslims, Zoroastrians, everyone, says we will learn from Gabi and Rivki, may their memory be a blessing. We will be like them, selfless, good, and loving, and true to religion. This synagogue is an emotional place for us. Rabbi Gabriel sat here for 5 years on that bench. He prayed here every week and he read from the Torah right here. His beautiful voice can no longer be heard, but will your voice be heard? Will you continue to sing and pray and act kindly as they did to others? There's an elderly Jew here from Baghdad. His name is Ben Zion. Ben Zion. Every single night, Ben Zion would go to the Chabad house, Nariman house, for food. He's alone, but with the Holzbergs and the Chabad house, he was never alone. Only 10 minutes before the tragic attack, Ben Zion enjoyed a dinner with the Holzbergs. And he cries bitter tears for their loss. But I promise you, Ben Zion, you will never be alone, because Chabad will stay. We will come back. And so far, I want you to know, 2,000 years, the Jewish people never suffered any anti-Semitism in this country. But we will continue, because we will not let the terrorists deter us. We will turn the horrific memories of a year ago into thousands of points of light, and we will continue with full faith in God that He will protect us and the security forces and the mayor's office and the government of Maharashtra and the government of India will protect all its citizens. And may it be God's will that we should never again gather for memorials, but we should gather together to sanctify and glorify one God who teaches us to live a life full of life for our children and our children's children in health, peace, and prosperity.